السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله نستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن بك ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا فمن يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. We're so close in like 3-4 days, inshallah, the new Islamic year is going to be starting, the first of Muharram. And it's very important to talk about the importance of Muharram and why as Muslims we should be looking forward to this day. For our sake, for the sake of our family. If you look around us, there's so many holidays, especially at this time of the year. Christmas is coming, then Halloween just got over, Thanksgiving is coming. So sometimes these kids feel left out. That okay, I cannot celebrate Christmas, I understand. But what's my alternate? What is it that you are giving me in place of that? So these are the times for us to bring these celebrations into our home. Do something special on these Islamic occasions. So the kids also look forward to the Islamic occasion. Do something different. If you're planning on taking these guys out to a dinner, just postpone it a little bit, maybe to the next weekend, and say, okay, we are going out to this special place because we want to celebrate the Islamic New Year. Maybe on the day of Islamic New Year, give them a little gift that you wanted to give them anyway. Just so that they look forward to it. Make them feel special. Look forward to these little Islamic occasions. Decorate your home. If you have time, maybe put something out that's different. So that they don't feel left out. And when we start doing this as a community, the kids will not going to feel left out. So we need to give them an alternate. That's one part of the thing I want to talk about. The other part of the thing I want to talk about is, why is this so important, the Hijra? The 1435th year we're going to be starting in the next few days. Think about it like this. 1435 years ago, a man by the name of Muhammad bin Abdullah, the Prophet of God, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, was left in Makkah with a handful of men and a lot of women, because a lot of the guys already migrated to Medina. Everybody from all directions was oppressing him. He was getting suppressed. His followers were getting tortured and were punished. Those who were left behind were those who were poor. They could not leave. That was the kind of situation, and he's waiting for the sign from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When exactly will I be given a permission to go to Medina? Back then, the city was called Yathrib. After Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam moved to the city, it was called the City of Prophet. The only city in the entire world, in the history that we know of, the city's name is the city, Al-Madinah, and known by the city of the Prophet. There is no other prophet whose history is stored in the books where the city was known by the Prophet. So that was one thing, a very important milestone. Look at the other milestones. In 13 years of hard work in Makkah, a handful of people entered the fold of Islam. Goes to Medina. In 7 years, come back to Makkah with just 10,000 men. An army on foot. Think about the amount of people who have embraced Islam in Arabia that he was able to gather just 10,000 men to fight. There will be children, there will be women, there will be other people, old people, people who were far away, could not come to help. The Ethiopia, the Habsha of those times, also was Muslim. And Islam was far spreading in the kingdom of Oman, in the kingdom of Bahrain, up north, in Najd, where the currently Iraq is. People were coming in Islam. And this was a big victory. This was a turning point 1435 years ago. There was one man, a very strong man left behind. Everybody else fled to Medina. Abu Bakr. We talked about him a few weeks ago. Now, look at his vision. He approaches Prophet Muhammad ﷺ that should I now migrate, and every time Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, no, Abu Bakr, it's not the time. So Abu Bakr realized that maybe I will have the honor of migrating with Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. With this vision, he purchased 2 camels. He fed them the best food he could find so that they're strong enough to travel from Makkah to Medina. That was his vision. No wonder Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, لَوْ أَتَّخَذَتْ خَلِيلًا أَتَّخَذْتُ أَبَا بَكْرٍ خَلِيلًا. If I were to ever pick a friend, I would have picked Abu Bakr. وَلَكِنْ صَاحِبُكُمْ خَلِيلُ اللَّهِ. But I am the friend of Allah. And I cannot put another person in the same place as Allah. So he is my friend in a sense of companion. He's my relative because he was his father-in-law. However, nobody can be placed in place of friend because Allah is my friend. So this is the vision of Abu Bakr. Now, on the other hand, the kuffar of Makkah are planning something else. They're like, how can we stop this person? How can we stop him? So they said, Abu Jahl went to his friends and said, okay, tonight let's gather in a special house in Makkah. That was, right now, if you look at the Masjid al-Haram, it was within that boundaries. It was called Darul Nadwa. That means a place where you will gather to take care of the daily affairs of business and tribal affairs. So foreign delegations who would come to Makkah will meet the current chiefs there. The local chiefs will get together there. The entire conversation, the business, the economic, the entire social system, everything, the justice, all will happen in Darul Nadwa. Who built that house? The great-great-great-grandfather of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, Muhammad bin Abdullah bin Abdul Muttalib bin Hashim bin Abdul Manaf bin Qusay. Qusay built it. When he became the ruler of Makkah, he built that house. A little house. The only solid structure in his times. The most strong structure was Darul Nadwa. So he said, call the meeting there. Let's call all the tribes, but the tribes who are in relationship with Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Who to leave out? Banu Abdul Muttalib, Banu Hashim, Bani Abdul Manaf. Leave them out. Bani Abdul Manaf is Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's mother's family. Now the other 2 are father's families. Leave them out. They should not even know about this. Gather everybody that you find. Everybody's called. Nighttime, secret meeting. They're all gathering, about to brainstorm. Saw a man standing outside. Looks like a chief, a sheikh, from his dress. But doesn't look like a person from Tahama. If you find the word Tahama in the books of Hadith or in the books of Sirah, Tahama means the area around Makkah, the plain. And the northern areas was called Najd. So Medina, Iraq, Sham, it was all Najd. So the way this guy was dressed up looked like a chief from Najd, from one of the northern tribes. Very intelligent looking man. One of them approached him and said, why don't you join us? We're here to brainstorm. You look like an intelligent person. Who was this Sheikh Najdi? That was Iblis, in the form of a human being. Enters the brainstorming session. Now these guys are trying to see how we can get rid of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and one of them says, a lot of leaders there. There's Utbah bin Rabi'ah, Shayba bin Rabi'ah, Abu Bakr bin Hisham, Aswad bin Zama'a, Aswad bin Muttalib, Amr ibn Hisham, which is Abu Jahl, and all the other clans, Ubay ibn Khalf, Umayyad ibn Khalf, a lot of them gathered there. The big guys. So one of them says, let's do this, let's imprison him. So Iblis says, that's not good. He said, why? Do you think all his followers and all over Tahama will not attack you? I said, yeah, that's a bad idea. What should we do? Abu Bakr, he said, I have a better idea. Let's kick him out. Shaitan says, that's even worse. You want to kick him out so that he goes out, gather forces, attack you and kill you? You insane? Abu Jahl said, I have an idea. I have an idea which no one will be able to deny. He said, what is your plan? Kill him. He said, are you crazy? Who's going to kill him? The entire tribe or tribes of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ will attack that man and kill him. Abu Jahl said, who said one man should kill him? We all must draw our swords and kill Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. So when these three tribes will come to us, we outnumber them. They can't fight us. So they're going to come down to settlement. We'll give them money. It'll be over. Once and for all. And Shaitan, Iblis said, that's it. That's what you should do. And then he walked out and disappeared. This is the idea Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explains in one of the ayah in Quran. In Surah Al-Anfal, ayah number 30. إِذْ يَمْكُرُ بِكَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Those who were disbelievers were planning something, were plotting something. لِيُثْبِتُوكَ. Let's imprison him. أَوْ يَقْتُلُوكَ. Or let's kill him. أَوْ يُخْرِجُوكَ. Let's kick him out. So these were the three plans that they were making. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells them in the Quran. وَيَمْكُرُونَ وَيَمْكُرُ اللَّهُ. They were also planning, and Allah was also planning. وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. Allah plans the best. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Jibreel, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, notified them that what these guys are about to do, so you must now plan to leave to Medina. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, next day, in the middle of the day, for any one of you who have ever been to Arabia in the summertime, know exactly what is a typical day like. He would never put anything on his head like wrapped around, but that day, the daughter of Abu Bakr, Asma, says, I'm in my house, I'm watching outside. There comes a man, wrapped around, knocks at the door. Abu Bakr opens the door, says, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at this time? Why? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to come to Abu Bakr's house once or sometimes twice a day, but either earlier in the day or later, never in the midday. He said, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is everything okay? You are here in the middle of the day. He said, yes, but make sure you kick everyone out of the house. I have some secret to tell you. And look at the Abu Bakr. He said, there is nobody in the house but the daughters of Abu Bakr. And your secret is saved with that. And indeed, those daughters, who were not even teenagers, one of them was a teenager, one was barely a teenager, kept that secret. When Abu Jahl came at the door, after Prophet Muhammad escaped, he knocked at the door. Asma came out and he asked, Aina Abuki? Where's your father? He said, I don't know. And she clearly didn't know where to escape. Aina Muhammad? Where's Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He said, I don't know either. And he slapped her. He slapped her so bitterly that he slapped on this cheek, and this cheek's earring fell down. But she never spoke. That was the iman of the house of Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr said, don't worry. No secret will ever be leaked from this house. Enter. So he enters the house. Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sits up. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells Abu Bakr, Al-an, time has now come to leave. Abu Bakr says, I was looking forward to this day. I prepared 2 camels. You must ride on my camel. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no, I will purchase one for you. He said, why? That's my gift to you. I have already spent in the way of Allah so much. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I do not want to share this reward with anybody. I want to go on my animal, the one that I've purchased, so that I get a reward for it. So he purchased the animal from Abu Bakr, and then the time had come for them to escape. However, they did not know how to go from Makkah to Medina, avoiding the trade route, because they know everybody would be searching for them on the trade route. So then, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and Abu Bakr arranged to meet one of the kuffar of Makkah. He was a kafir, keep in mind. Approached him, but he was an expert in internal routes. how to go from Makkah to Medina by avoiding the regular trade route. Approached him, and they made a deal that this time, on that day, you must meet us at this place. Here's the money. Here are the camels. You must bring them with you. Deal done. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and Abu Bakr comes back. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ goes home. Now receives another special instruction from Allah. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, you must not sleep in your bed tonight. Okay. So, Ali must lay in your bed. Ali laid in Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's bed in his place. It's not easy. Easily said than done. When you know that 99% of the time they may strike, and if they strike, you're gone, and still you choose to lay on that bed, easily said than done. But those were the companions. Those were the Sahaba. That is why they have such a big place in the eyes of Allah and His Prophet. They did everything possible that they could to protect Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he slept in his place. Put his blanket on. So anyone who peeks out, who peeks from outside, thinks that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is still sleeping. So all these guys at the night time gathered around Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's house, waiting for him to come out at the morning prayer, because he used to come out around the Hijrat time, do the tawaf, used to pray 2 rak'ah, and then used to go back home. So they're waiting for him to come out. But he doesn't come out. And then came a miracle time. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sneaked out from his house, according to one riwayah, from a window. Other riwayah, he climbed up through the wall, came outside, and then these guys were standing, and he went past in front of them, putting sands on their heads, and walked away. And then a man came and looked at all these guys by the dawn time, holding on swords, waiting for somebody. He said, "Who are you waiting for?" He said, "Muhammad. See, he's sleeping inside. Can't you see?" He said, "You are crazy. He just went past." He said, "How could he? We have been standing here all night." He said, "Look at your heads. Who put all the sand on your heads?" That was a sign. That's why he put it out there. That, see, you are planning to kill me? I am going in front of your eyes. You can't do anything. These are called miracles. These come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And these guys rubbed off their sands and said, "Oh my God, you're right. Where do you go?" Enter the house. Pulls the camel. Pulls the blanket out. And here comes Saad. Radiallahu ta'ala said, "Ali, you're sleeping with his prophet." He said, "I don't know." They dragged him. They dragged him in the middle of Kaaba, started beating him. He was also a teenager. He was not a grown-up man. Nobody was there to protect him. His dad was long gone. His brother migrated to Ethiopia. One of his oldest brother, Khalid, he was not in his senses. Who was there to protect him? But he never spoke a word either. People approached him and said, "Are you insane? What are you doing? This is the child of Abu Bakr, who was the ruler here. This is the grandson of Abdul Muttalib. This is the nephew of Abbas. Abbas is still the chief." They let him go. And they came to Abu Bakr's house, did what they did to us, what I just told you about. He didn't speak a word. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Abu Bakr took escape. Where? It's very important to know this. Medina is north of Makkah. However, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam hid in a cave that is to the south of Makkah. Because they knew he would migrate to Medina, so they were looking in the northern mountains. They never thought of looking in the southern mountains. So this teaches us that whatever you do, use your head. Be strategic. Don't be dumb. A Muslim is not dumb. A Muslim is smart, intelligent, strategic planning. Look how Prophet Muhammad ﷺ planned the entire journey. No one knows what Abu Bakr. The guy who needs to take them from here to there is already planned. The cave is planned. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. When I do the planning, my planning is the best. You cannot overcome that planning. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is now in the cave. These guys reached at the door of the cave step. If they would have looked down, they would have easily seen Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But even at that time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Inshallah, we're going to continue with the story in the remaining some of the other Jummahs in the months of Muharram. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. So what I was saying in the first half was the importance of this month. This month is important because the big breakthrough happened in Islamic history. This is something which is not specifically associated with a religion. That's the beauty of the Hijri. The Hijri is associated with an incident, something that happened in the history. So it doesn't matter if you believe in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam or you don't believe him. It's just something that occurred in history. It's a historical event. On the other hand, if you look at all the other religions, they mark their beginning with some kind of religious event. So sometimes you may find it hard to accept their calendar. But this calendar is based on an event. Did this event happen in this year? So we point out from that point onwards. So we need to make some efforts on our part to make this day and all other days that will be coming forward special. If we don't make that effort, how will our children going to know about it? Our children may probably know about the month of Ramadan, yes. However, there are other 11 months. There are so many beautiful poems out there that they can actually sit there and listen to and learn from them the months of Islam. Instead of listening to some of these songs, they can actually gain some benefit out of learning these months. And you can do some investigation out there over the web to find that there's so many resources for us in these times to make sure that our kids learn Islam. And we need to make that extra effort, because if we don't, they're not going to learn it. اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإخواننا المسلمين سبقونا بالإيمان. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إننا كنا من الظالمين. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم يا غفار. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. واقم الصلاة.